All right, it's go time. It's happening. It's happening, people. I'm actually early today, and I have two keyboards. Keyboard 1, keyboard 2. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Let me know if the music's coming through. Stream Deck always Streamlabs always doing stuff. I'm in a weird, wacky setup. I was like, I want to try to fix stuff. We'll see how this goes. I don't know. I'm all over the place. Hey Kim, how's it going, buddy? Let me tweet this baby out. Boom! Tweeted to the people. Woo! All right, and it's kind of cool. I have Streamlabs here. So, interesting stuff kind of happening over here. So, hey, EK4, Jim, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, everything's going good over here. I'm pretty excited. Apen in the house. Kim all the way from, I don't know where Kim's at right now. He's probably traveling the world. What a rock star. Yeah, I've been messing around a little bit more with my setup. I had a really good talk with Suze, the one and only Noopcat. Let me go ahead and where's that Noopcat life at? Twitch.tv/Noop. There we go. Oops, put that over there. Boom. Late night. That Noopcat action. She gave me some good recommendations. We were kind of talking about my Twitch stream. I was talking about her stream setup, how she was successful or not successful in the different areas. And last week, we were coding a bunch. And I kept running these issues where I was compiling an app and testing out my libraries. And then I would run into issues because the compilation would like spike my CPU. I would lose all these frames and everything would be all bad. Which is weird because I'm on my main kind of built computer, everything that I have, and I'm running, 32 gigs of RAM. I have a pretty good processor. I have, the things that I think I want in my machine, the things. However, I guess just that's what it is. So I was asking Suze, I go, how do you do it? And she's like, oh, I'm just on a MacBook Pro, 16 gigs of RAM. Like, it's butter smooth, just using OBS. I'm like, all right, that doesn't make any sense to me, but I guess that works all right. But yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay, interesting. I guess I'll don't understand, like, how does that work for you? And she goes, well, I'm just in like Vim all day or whatever, and not really compiling anything. Everything's command line. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I guess I'll think about that on my stream. And she was talking about how she sets everything up. It was a really great conversation with Suze. It was very enlightening. So, yeah, so it was kind of crazy. But yeah, so it was had me thinking, like, well, what can I do? So what I decided to do is, I can't really, let me see here. Let me see here. So I have so many things, but now what I do is I just have like my laptop here, which is plugged in via, like, if I was into my Elgato card, which I have in the show notes, the links in below on Twitch, into the Elgato outcoming into my supercomputer, and then my supercomputer is streaming. So I'm actually going to do all my coding on my Surface Book, which is closed. But the Surface Book is only doing coding, and then my main machine is only doing the streaming. So we're going to see how this goes. It's going to be an adventure down memory lane of my first setup. But that means I have two keyboards. I have like keyboard 1, mouse 1, keyboard 2, or mouse 2, keyboard 2. Now, as we do in tradition on my live stream, before I get into some coding and stuff, I had a little bit of extra coffee, so I can't really, it's in there, because I was making a V60, and I was like, oh, a little bit of extra coffee here, so I'm going to give it a little taste test. That's why I was a few minutes late, but I'm actually early, because I usually code at 2, but I'm really excited because we have a new stream that I'm going to be doing a little bit later, some game stuff, so let's go ahead and pour some coffee up. Glad the sound good. Thank you, Jim, for taking a look. Yeah, music, hopefully, let me know if it's too loud or too low. A little soundbite mug, that's my podcast network. It's a little bit better because I can see the stream here while I'm coding, like off in the peripheral. Maybe I need to align the camera a little bit different. We'll see. Nice and warm. Didn't eat any lunch today, but it's okay. Could grab a Soylent if I really need it. All right, so cool. It's weird because I have my Stream Deck, and my Stream Deck is like, press the desktop button, and the desktop button is my main desktop. So I want to press the switch button. Boom. Bam. Now, hopefully, you'll see my computer, and hopefully we'll get no dropped frames. If we get no dropped frames, that's going to be like the best day ever. So I just want to say that I did write a big blog post today. I'll put it in the into the chat for everyone. The one problem I have, obviously, is that since I have 2 keyboards, I need to go like back and forth on these things. Let's see, copy link address. Oop. Just wrote this big blog post. It's very long. It's 4,151 words about Xamarin and the entirety of everything around it, why I love it, why I continue to choose it and continue to work on the team, and all the things around it. So it's very good. I was very excited to put this out. It took me several weeks to put together in my spare time, to sit down and really talk about the vision of Xamarin at Microsoft and the ecosystem around it and things like that. So it's very long. I hope somebody reads it. In general, I talk about a lot of things. It's pretty good. It's very long, as you can see. I'm scrolling the whole thing. That's good. That's good so far. So yeah, just give it a look-sees if you got some time. We also started a new Twitch. This is probably gonna be me streaming because it's hosting me. But we started a new Nintendo Dispatch. I can get rid of that advertisement. Wreck-It Ralph. Nintendo Dispatch Twitch handle for gaming. So that way I don't have to mix the worlds of James, coder, developer by day, gamer when I can here and there. But me and both Michael, who I do the Nintendo Dispatch podcast with, we're gonna be on this puppy. Streaming games right after this. We're gonna hook it up, play some Wargroove, which we're really excited for, and we started filling out some details here. We're really excited to start this up in correlation to the podcast too. So, hey Andre, how's it going, buddy? Good to see ya. Yeah, so let's see what we're gonna work on today. I wanted to take a look. I'm logged in as VS. Oops. Let's go ahead and log out of there. I got all the credentials. Yeah, logged in as Visual Studio. I got lots of power. I don't know what Jeff Ritz did, but he gave me a lot of power. I wanted to take a look over here. I had a new pull request to finish up our shake detector API inside of Xamarin Essentials. And I'm pretty excited about that. We're kind of in the works of 1.1.0 inside of here. So figured just kind of work on some open source stuff. Next week, I'm going to work on some really cool new things. Hopefully, if I have time, I'm there. Well, time to see some code crushed. Thanks, Pierce. Pierce in the chat, people. Hold on, let's get a little VIP, Bogan. Pierce. /mod. Let's get a little mod, Bogan. Pierce. Unless that's not really Pierce Bogan, and that would be not so cool if that wasn't in the chat. That would be pretty not cool. No one knows in this world. So in this shake detector, what we really want to end up doing is, so we had a great contribution pull request originally, and why is this in here? That's contribution stuff. What we want to end up doing is there's this accelerometer on shake. So this is what they added into it. But the implementation is all inside the accelerometer class, listening for events. And the problem here is that it's just doing some math for a shake detection. It's not doing some of the stuff that Seismic does in their implementation. So in the original pull request, let's go ahead and see if we can find it here. Shake. I recommended that here it is. Pictos. Pedro did it. which is really rad. And he was getting really close to how we wanted to do it. And it's been a month, so we pulled it in and we said, we're just going to go to town here. And what I recommended doing was just kind of taking what Seismic did and did a queue to go for and pull that in. So that's what we're going to try to do today. So I'm going to pull up our branch. Seismic seems to be a very battle-tested, tried-true approach, so we're going to try to take that. So I'm going to pull it up over here, my other machine. Let's see over here, github.com/xamarin/essentials/pulls. Let's pull /666, which is like also a bad pull request number. Just get 666. So Jim asks, hey Jim, what technology do you recommend every developer needs to know? That's always an interesting question. I have always gone to, I mean, I obviously love C#. I started with C++. C++ was always my original sort of passion in a way, you may say. But I don't know. What people say is like pick a technology or a language. I think often people say, well, you may pick a language to start off with, and that may not always be the language that you want to use on a day-to-day basis, like later on. So you may go around. So for me, what I like to do is pick what interests you. So what platform first are you interested in, and then start to think of the different environments that are around that ecosystem. So of course I'm biased towards C# and .NET. Same with Matthew. I think it's the best personally. I just think it's the best programming language in general. And what's great about it is it's very diverse, so you can code for anything. So for me, when I got started, I really liked making desktop applications. I was like, I had an idea and I would bust out a desktop application. I was like, this is what I want to do, or just a Windows app. And that's what I ended up doing. And that, of course, moved into, well, now I know app infrastructure, architecture. I know how to build some applications here and there. Let me go ahead and do something else with it. So I moved into a little bit of web with Silverlight at the time, messed around a little bit with ASP.NET. And I was like, okay, well, I like the XAML thing a lot. What else can I do with it? And then I moved into like Windows Phone at the time and started progressing down the mobile route. I think there's a few key concepts that are really important to know. I guess for me, I really think that a base language like C#, where it can really reach any single platform, is very, very important to have. And probably JavaScript is relatively important to know, unfortunately. Unfortunately, like I don't love JavaScript, but I think it's relatively important to know just because the internet just at a high level to base understand that concept. One thing that I thought about too was you could always sort of have a small little idea. I always start small, learn how to build that thing in one language and try it in a different language. So, but I guess that's how it goes. VB, C#, WinForms, WPF, MVVM. Very similar for me. I never did VB. Yeah, same. I was able to really easily transfer over to Xamarin Forms that way too. Okay, let me see where this thing is at. So this thing is in issues 126. Let's go into here. Let's go into my sync. Let's pull in some code. I think it doesn't matter what you choose as long as you like it. I mean, there seems to be, there's really great jobs out there for any different language, any different platform, but you have to really enjoy what you do. So I really enjoy C# and XAML, and I really love mobile. It's my favorite because everything is run. That's why I like desktop apps a lot too, is everything is really self-contained in the app. I think that's what I really found myself enjoying, is I enjoy that everything was really self-contained. And in web, traditionally, like WebAssembly kind of changes that, but you're running server, client, there's things happening in different places. And that always kind of confused me, I think, in general. So that's why I didn't necessarily shy away from it, but I kind of didn't like it as much. I didn't like it as much. So just in general. Yeah, but you gotta choose something that you enjoy. Yeah, make something that makes you happy. So. Oh, now it's reloading the entire project. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna look at this accelerometer code. Let's give it a look-sees. Shared. And what we probably want to do is, so inside of here, he has a on change. Wait, why am I not seeing this data? Where is this? When am I in the wrong place? Oh, 126. Oh gosh darn it. Oops. I was like, oh, I don't see any of this code. 126. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. Does that help at all, Jim? I mean, what are you learning? What are you, I guess, are interested in? I'm very curious. It's kind of interested. I'm going to do a new class here just for funsies. Because we already have the accelerometer data. So I'm going to put this into a new class. We're going to call it accelerometer shake.shared. Accelerometer Q. Maybe that's what we want. Accelerometer header Q. That's what I want. Is that what I want? Accelerometer Q.shared.cs. All right. Also, I really enjoy this music, so it's probably pretty good. So this should be a internal class, static class, and what we need to do now, because Visual Studio is being Visual Studio, and it definitely added this class down here, of course. Thank you. Thank you, Visual Studio. I'm trying to be too smart. Oh, classic people walking in, you know. Where do you get your soundtracks? Bang music. Boom. There you go. Nightbot coming in. Is James a bit soft, or is it just me? Let me see. Hold on. I can't pump it up anymore. That's for sure. Oh, I could do that, I guess, maybe. Make it a little bit louder. I don't know. Visual Studio. Be in Visual Studio. Sounds fine there? All right. I just turned it up just a tiny bit, so let me know in general. Well, that should be okay. Ooh, Mesa. I got lots of friends in Mesa. Mesa Town. Okay. So we want to do some code here. So we're going to say static. Well, do you have Twitch turned up, Leibowitz? Can only do so much. Can only do so much for you. I'm pretty sure if I tap this, you can hear this, right? Like, you can hear that tap, right? Now I've just hurt everybody's eardrums. I mean, it could be that it picked the wrong microphone, but I just want to make sure, because sometimes... Okay, there you go. I just pumped it up just a little bit for you. All right, so... We're gonna say max. We'll say window size max. Window size. This will be, I guess I put it in milliseconds. What do they put in here? Milliseconds? How many? Half a second. Let's see, because he did something very similar over here. He did shake interval 500. All right, so we need to Google how many milliseconds in 0.5 seconds. $500. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know why I just Google that. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that seems right. Okay, so 500. I'm way up. I feel blessed. Cool. Thank you so much for the follow. Math is hard. Irvine, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. All right, so 500. All right, and then static int. Yeah, I'm really interested. They have like a, oh, that's the timestamp. Oh, it's in nanoseconds. Man, I don't even know what nanoseconds are. In nanoseconds. Look at that. Can't even read it. I'm going to put this here. In nanoseconds. Only because that's what they did. So let's see, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. There we go. Then we should do static float min window size. Yeah, I might just do no underscores. And then min bogan. Thanks for the follow. I'm just gonna do. There we go. We'll do the min window size. There we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do static int. I don't even know if it needs to be static. I guess it needs to be static. Min queue size. So we're gonna try to figure out the sample pool base. I'm just gonna port basically the shake detector code over from Java over into this thing. That's kind of my idea, at least. So where's the sample pool? Jeez. Okay. So what we want is an internal static class called accelerometer data pool. There we go. We're gonna put that in there, and then we'll have a accelerometer data. We'll call it the head, and then we'll say acquire. There we go. And then we'll say oh, that's easy enough. Acquire.next. What are they doing here? I'm just trying to see what they're doing here. Oh, I see. I see. So we also need an internal sample insertable static class called accelerometer sample. Cool. And this thing has a long timestamp. I guess it has a float. It's long. So we can make this long. An underscore like that? Oh, you mean like that because it's, yeah, still the same. That could be best practice. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's not bad. I always forget that you can do that. I see. I thought you meant like underscore up front. Which is a no-no. Which is a big no-no. Let's make this read only. That's a good suggestion, though. Thumbs up suggestion. So let's do a... This would be the timestamp. This will be the full Excel. Let's see, long. Let's do this. Public. Long timestamp. And a public. Maybe this can be a struct, maybe. I'm not sure. So let's see. Bool. Accelerating. Let's say is accelerating. There we go. And then a public. Next. Okay. What's this thing mad at? There we go. Cool. That's a top tip. I wonder which of all those classes can actually be struct. Yeah, I think this could be a struct. I wouldn't see why not, right? Like, that would make more sense. And this one, I think, needs to be a class. Causes a cycle in the struct layout. That's probably why. So that probably has to be a method of, yeah, get next. Interesting. Set next. I don't think it can do it. It causes a cycle in a struct layout. So that could be why. Ref read only struct. Oh, Andre says, yeah, the XAML Studio stuff. Correct. Well, I'm actually working with the guy that's making it, and we're working on adding the UWP layer to it, but mostly for like kind of documentation purposes of being like, oh, I see this thing, let me just put it in here without compiling an app. So we're working on some ideas. He actually already has it working, so. But it's definitely for like small prototyping, like try.net type of thing, more than anything from what I see it as. And with our preview or improvements that we're making, which I'm pretty excited about, hopefully we'll get there. So this is the head. We're gonna acquire this, grab this thing, grab a next one. That looks good. Cool. That's next. I'm just kind of following what they're doing here. Is it accelerating? All right. So what we want to do is come in to our main queue, and we're going to create a sample. So accelerometer sample, and I'll say oldest sample, accelerometer sample, newest sample, int sample count, then int accelerating count. Okay, why is this mad at me? I guess these all need to be static, huh? Oh, read only? Oh no. Calm down. Yeah, I'm kind of curious if these all need to be static anyways. I don't think so. I bet we can destroy stuff, like, and implement iDisposable on this stuff. I don't know if these all need to be static at all. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have it so we can add an item into this queue. So we're going to add a few methods. So we'll say void add, and we'll say long timestamp, and then bool accelerating. All right, and then we also want to have another method called void clear, then void purge, which takes a long cutoff time. Okay, then we need a sample list. That's interesting. Copies a sample into a list. What do they do here? They do a bool is shaking, and you can do a bunch of stuff. So you should say newest sample not equal null, and oldest does not equal null. And what else do we got? And newest dot timestamp minus oldest dot timestamp is greater than or equal to min window size, and accelerating. Oops, there's a value I'm missing here. What is that? Accelerating count. No, that's there. And accelerating count is greater than or equal to sample count 1 plus sample count 2. Do some bit shifting, because why not? Okay. Sure. Well, I think for the XAML Studio, it's just a UWP app, so it just generates a page of it, which is pretty cool. So that's like a pretty cool idea. I mean, if you were to try to do iOS or Android, you have to basically use what we use and go from there. So it's definitely more complicated. So we're going to return a list of sample data. We'll say to list. This will be a var list equals new list of sample data. And we'll say var s oldest. We'll say while, just literally porting this code over, not equal null. We'll say list.add. There's probably a link way of doing this, I'm pretty sure. S, then s equals s.next. There we go. Return list. Oop. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, Loxon. Gordon. Right now, I am just porting code over mostly, so I think that I will probably move them over to a timestamp. I think. Well, if I look at my accelerometer data, which is probably what I really want, I think that there's no timestamp on this thing. Just kind of a bummer. I don't know why we didn't do that. I guess you would do your own data. Bits and bytes, only bits and bytes. I guess. And longs are more like ticks. Yeah, basically I think we're just going to store the ticks out in general. But I think we might change this to 500. I think they just did it for like accuracy's sake, but we'll see. Let's see here. What does their clear do? Wow. Oldest does not equal null. Var removed equals oldest. Sample. Oldest equals removed dot next. Well, I don't have a pool yet. Stuff. Newest equals null. Sample count equals null 0. Accelerometer acceleration count equals 0. All right, so I need to do stuff there. What is this pool thing? I need to release. What is this pool that they have? Pool. Oh, I have a pool. Can I just create a pool here? Data pool. Okay. Okay. Oh wait, what? What's going on here? Somebody did this wrong. Oh, I guess I don't need that. Okay. I guess that makes... Oh, they're just creating a new sample. This is interesting to me. I'm just kind of figuring out how they did this pool thing. I don't quite understand what they did yet. But yeah. I think it is just a timestamp. I'm just kind of reading through their code right now. So we'll see. Oh, I see what they did here. So they did... Interesting. So in their add, they do purge, and they do timestamp minus max window size. So purge anything older than this. And they have var added equals pool dot acquire, which apparently I need to make this a public. Internal? Nope. Protected. Does that seem correct? Nope. Acquire. It's gonna be like, you can't do that. I spelled it wrong. Everyone should fix my code for me. Internal? There we go. So internal. Yeah, protect, I guess, is like when you do that, so. I think because they're doing purge stuff inside of here, Matthew, is there a C# queue that you think I should use in general? I think I'm just assuming they're doing some weird pooling stuff. So they acquire this and then they set this stuff sort of like cool, like added timestamp, and then accelerating added next equals null. I think it's kind of like a sliding buffer. Yeah, the idea is that you're trying to figure out like if the user's shaking the device or if it's free falling. So you kind of have the sample queue that's in there. You can read through the code. Let me put it in here. This is what we're porting over. It's very similar, but I don't know if it's necessarily best practice. But I can say newest. That's the newest, and then if oldest, and it's not equal null, then we'll set the oldest equal to added, and then we can say sample count plus plus. If accelerating count plus plus. That's how you add it. I think it's because you need these timestamps, and because it's a queue, but it's a time shifted queue that is sort of going in from my understanding of looking at their code. But oh, should I pool? They have like a release. What? Looking at their code, hold on. Oh, snap. I forgot to add there's an acquire and there's also a release. Internal. Nice, CLI. How's it going, buddy? Internal void release, and then we'll do a accelerometer sample. Call the sample, and we'll say equals head and head equals sample. Supporting code that I don't understand. That's my favorite. All right, so. Then we can release the removed item. Looks good. Purge. So I'll say wow sample is greater than or equal to the min queue size, and oldest does not equal null. I put the ands in front. What is our best practice? Do we put them at the end or at the beginning? I think I kind of like them at the end, but that could be wrong. And cut off minus oldest dot timestamp is greater than 0. And var removed equals oldest. Removed oldest sample. If removed dot accelerating, remove that, and then sample count minus, and then oldest sample equals removed dot next. Move forward. If oldest equals null, then also the newest sample equals null, and then we will pool dot release that removed. Boop. Let's break this up. There's so much happening in the chat. I like the end. Then you can line up the starts. That's what I thought too. Just, I mean, I guess they both line up in a way. You like this? You like how I have it or no? Like I kind of like that, right? Like, but I don't know. I think I kind of might maybe like the beginnings. Like we have to have this somewhere, right? Like on and right. There has to be some new line stuff. Come on. It'd be impossible if we don't. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so we do it at the end everywhere. I like it at the end because it flows. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess maybe that is why I put it at the end, because it's like I do like it at the end. Put them at the beginning, and the editor should align them for you. Best practices, maybe they do go at the beginning. That's true. I could. There's no reason I couldn't just do this, right? Like, it's getting a little long there. Oh, you're saying if I do this, that does that. But I think if I do this, let's say I make it so I want it right there, right? And then if I do this, it does align it right there. So I guess the question is, if I do this, and then I do this, it does it too, so it doesn't matter. It's so good. Self-commenting code. All right, so that's clear. To list. Did we do all of it? Did I miss anything? Did we do purge? Is shaking. Okay, cool. That's good. Then what we do is so what we can say is this. All of this should be able to go into the shared code. I'm pretty sure what we want to do is we want to have the, so there's this time span like now. I'm trying to think what they do here. So they have a sample queue. So here what we'd want to do is we want to have a static. Let's make this up here. Static sample queue. Where's it at? Oh, this is probably in the wrong namespace. There we go. Insert blank line. Perfect. Is there any other reds going on here? I guess I don't need that. Okay. All right, that's good. Oop. Can't be read only, so I guess that will be that. There should be an editor. I wonder if there is an editor config option. That would be nice in general. I'd be into that. I would be into that. Okay, so we need to create a new accelerometer queue. And what they do here is, I think the rest of this is good. There should be a, I want to kind of put this somewhere. So this is this queue stuff. Okay. So they usually have a read-only int, const int. They have sensitivity light equals 11, const int sensitivity medium equals 13, const int sensitivity hard equals 15. I think we're just going to use 1 though. Oh yeah, add essentials. Let me know how it goes. Asterisks. I bet it'll go amazing because it's amazing. Because it'll go great. And then we want a default threshold. Default threshold equals sensitivity medium. I think I should just, I'm just gonna make it 13 because that's what they have in their codes anyway. So why is there when magnitude of total acceleration exceeds this value, the phone is accelerating. Let's int acceleration threshold equals 13. These are all the same numbers. I don't know what I'm doing either, Mao, so don't worry. I don't know what I'm doing either. In a world. So let's see here. I'm gonna remove all this stuff from here. Static, static, static. So many statics. All the statics. We got 1Q, 1Q. So we really only want to do anything here. Process shake events, which is good. So this is what he was doing before. Just gonna comment that out for now. Perfect. So private protected. Event.timestamp. So anytime we get a shake event, what we want to do is we want to say we need to have a... Okay. I see what they're doing. They have a way of setting this acceleration threshold. But that's interesting. We'll just not do it for right now. Say var accelerating equals... We'll say var magnitude squared equals e dot. So say var reading. Let's do this. Wonder if it's going to be very similar to right here. I think it is. Yeah, literally there's... Oh, square, right? So you square it. So I think he's right. So here's G. So you square X, Y, Z. That's correct. And then the threshold of G squared, which is X, Y, Z squared. That's cool. You want to say if... So if... is var is accelerating equals if G is greater than acceleration threshold. So the square of acceleration threshold times acceleration threshold. Boom, 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 boom. This is magnitude squared. And if the magnitude squared is greater than the acceleration squared, then that's good. And that's accelerating. Then what we want to do is we want to do q dot add. Oh man, I need to make those internal. Oops, internal. So many internals. You don't get access to these. I guess just add and clear. Yeah, that sounds good. If q whoa, what are we seeing here? Why not upgrade? What's happening? So we're on C 7.2 of C Sharp. We can upgrade to 7.3. I think our build server is old, so we don't have the latest bits. We need to update that. We did have 7.3 enabled, but then we didn't because we had to turn it off. Whoops. The timestamp should be date time now UTC. UTC now dot ticks, right? And then is accelerating. We'll say if q dot is shoot, that's also internal because I put in these other classes. If it is shaking, then we'll go ahead and say q dot clear because it's shaking, and then we'll say because now we're shaking, we've processed the shake, and if so, then we will say on shaken. Oh, we need to do this thing, which is this, and we need to say invoke on shaken. Which is just an event handler. I guess this new event args. This makes sense. Make sure we invoke correctly. It's James. Hey, Janice Q, how's it going, buddy? Can we rename shaked to shaken? You know it. On shaken. Rename on shaken. Boom. Done. Shouldn't it be on shook? On shook? No. Shaked on shook. On shake detected. On shake detected. I like that better because reading change on although technically this should be shake detected. This should be on reading change. We messed this up. Oh man, we totally messed that up. It should be everything should be on. Oh, we're idiots. Matthew, what do we do? Did we just mess up all of our event handlers? Shouldn't they all be? So we have reading changed, battery info changed internal. The events don't have an on prefix, so shake detected. Okay. I was worried. So it shouldn't be, so shake detected, which I like because it's like shake detected, reading change, shake detected. I'm so worried. On event is the method. On changed. Gotcha. I see. I was so worried. FX cop in the house. Oh, he has this method called square. That's funny. But it's only on a float. That's funny. Because that's on a float, and this is a int. I'm gonna do it on an int. Now, I guess the question will be is, do we want it? I did. I almost died. I almost literally just died.
Nothing is impossible.
But unlike Chris, I'm not a command line guy. I love that warm, fuzzy feeling of my IDE.
Okay, so I'm feeling I'm feeling okay. Okay, so that's the ticks. What are ticks coming? What are ticks? Those are represented by. Are they nanoseconds? I don't know. That gets a number of ticks. Date time. Ticks. Nanoseconds? Oh, it is. Oh, oh. Times 100. Yep, I like that. Nanoseconds is times 100. Yes, var. I usually do this. Acceleration equals e dot reading dot acceleration. Oh, that's much better. High five. Paired programming at its finest. Prop acceleration. It lost me there. Yeah, I mean, actually what we could do is just do this. This could just be e dot reading dot acceleration. And then this could just be acceleration data. This could be acceleration. That'd be much better. And then boom, there we go. If Q is shaking. Oh, what did I do? Oh, vector 3. There we go. Acceleration. New line before if. That should go there. That should go there. And that should go there. There we go. All right. So let's make sure. So we add stuff to the queue. We purge any old timestamps, which are bigger than basically half a second, or a fourth of a window. So we purge anything older than that. We grab the next, set the timestamp, set the acceleration, if it's accelerating or not. We could do stuff by just like putting it in here, I guess, yeah. Next is null, newest sample is null, set it, acceleration count. And what we end up doing is we ensure that the accelerating count is greater than a portion of the sample count, basically. So, let's see if we can do this here. Do we do anything? Do they do anything as list? It's funny. They have this code and they don't even use it. So let's remove it. Unless I'm crazy. So we don't need it at all. So this data will be in say. Returns if we have returns true if we have enough samples to detect if we are shaking the device and that more than 3/4 of them are Accelerating. There you go. That's what that does. We just, Firkin, we just literally had a conversation about at the end or at the beginning, which is funny. I don't know. So that's what that returns. I know we don't have we don't actually have summaries anywhere, but I think, is it okay if I have a summary here, Matthew? Let me know what you think of that. I just think it's probably worth mentioning what this does in general. I guess I need to test it, huh? Let me grab a device. Guess I need to test it. Test it on this one, let me see. This really old blue device. Well, we tried to, that's the thing, is we tried to streamline it as much as humanly possible when it came to, into this thing. Let's see if this thing will work or not. I haven't plugged in this device in a long time. It's from the top, so that's good. Let's see if this will boot up or not. I guess we'll give it a chance. Let's see if this compiles. Just use the... Oh, I see. Yeah, just use the... Just use that. That makes sense. Yeah, or else it's comments. Yeah, that makes sense. Uh-oh, Mortal in the box. Wow, 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 wow.
I don't know anything about Docker. I don't know the difference between an image and a container. I don't know when I use a Docker file or when I use a compose file.
I don't. I still don't. I still don't. Fun surprise. This should all be unit tested, but I'm probably not gonna do it, so Matthew will be mad at me. Nah. This is pretty good. I mean, I definitely did it. Do you think it should be int32s? Int64s? Is this an int32? I don't know if they really need to be longs, I guess, huh? Well, what is... I guess the real question ends up being, what are ticks? They're longs. That's why. They're longs. Is this thing gonna work? Oh, low battery. Let's let it charge. Well, now it's charging, so it should turn on. Come on. Turn on. Let's see if it compiles. Just want to get this feature in. Shake detector. Cross-platform shake detector. On change. Reading change. And to be honest, I guess that's fine. Oh, what did I mess up? Error list. It's never assigned. I guess it could be a static read only. That seems correct. Oh, I want to learn Docker pretty bad, but not enough that I really want to. I guess I could shake my Surface laptop. That'd be pretty great. Yeah, so really the question I have is, should we have a way of setting the threshold or just leave it as a default? That's kind of the question, I guess, is shake threshold. Do we have another override that takes the thresh one? Do we make this a, you know, some sort of threshold on it? Because we have the sensor speed. I don't know. That's kind of my one fear, is like it has that, and there's no like there's no turning of the knob of it, if that makes sense. Come on, turn on. It's like no battery, bro. Let me see. I can do it on my own phone, I guess. I don't really want to. Do I have another phone?
Do I have another phone?
I don't. Oh, I should have charged this phone. Eye accelerometer gesture recognizer. What would that do, Kim? Gesture recognizer. No interfaces, so you don't get interfaces.
I'm way up, I feel blessed.
Hey, Johnny. Thanks for the follow, buddy. I appreciate that. Swish gesture. No, you don't get access to the accelerometer Q. No, Kim. No. You don't get it. Wait, let me see here. Plug this in. Trying to make sure I don't knock over my... plug this in. Okay. This seems to be working. All right. No, Kim, you don't get it. You don't get that. Maybe, I don't know. But, we'd like to keep things internal as much as possible and then open things up. That's sort of our swag. So I'm pretty sure what we want to do is, I think we already have in here, we accelerometer on shake detected. We shake it. Display alert, shake detected, cool. All right, let us build that. Well, no, you can do that with, if you were going to implement a lightsaber, you could use the orientation sensor and just do something with that. That's probably what you want to do, because the orientation sensor is going to give you the space inside of it, and then it'll give you everything that you need for the orientation sensor. Yeah, that's what you want to use. I don't know if we ever did anything with that. So let's see.
I'm way up, I feel blessed.
SBT Dub, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. We're getting up there on the follow count. Make sure if you got some Twitch Primes, you can always sub. All that goes to charity. All the bits, all the subs. Guest subs, if you just want to give away money, that's also a pretty cool thing to do. Get some sweet Mooch emotes. Mooch is in the chat down there. Let's see, accelerometer Q. This thing will detects if 3/4 of the oh, I actually spelled this wrong too. No one caught that. Let's see, accelerometer. I guess this could be anything in general. This is just a normal queue with bools and timestamps, but detect if 3/4 of the accelerometer samples data events in the last half second are accelerating. This means we are free falling or shaking. Kind of like this. I kind of like this setup a little bit. I'm seeing absolutely 0 frame drops. I'm assuming people have been on the streams previously. Is it pretty butter smooth right now? And you're not. I mean, I'm assuming I'm seeing no frame drops. Everything looks butter over here. I'm pretty excited if that's a thing. No underscores ever. I mean, this one's okay because that's allowed, but underscores in front of anything, that's old school. That makes it look gross. No, no underscores. I hate underscore. M underscore. That's what I used to do when I first started working at Canon back in the day. It was all like that. Let's see here. Let's see if we have. Ha. No M underscores and no underscores. So here's my opinion on underscores. The thing with underscore, I'm pretty sure I'm paid. Retrieve license. The thing with underscores is that when you look at code, I think when you look at C# code with underscore, if you're a new developer coming in, I believe that any underscore makes the language look old and dated. So if you're new, if you put a bunch of different languages all together in a row, then I believe personally, I'm against the Microsoft recommendation of underscore. I'm 120% against it. I believe that it doesn't look good for the language at all. I just think it makes it look old and dated. And I used to be an underscore person. Totally, I used to be M underscore, G underscore, S underscore. Those were my conventions when I was in, .NET 2.0 and old things in general. You don't the IDE tells you if it's local or not. You just hover over it. You shouldn't. If you have to write this, then ideally you never have to write this. Maybe in a constructor, but then it really just kind of means that, to me, that you just need to change the names of your variables, to be honest with you. I mean, that's what it is. If I do var timestamp, why am I doing var timestamp and passing in a timestamp? Just in general. Also, if you just type timestamp, this is going to tell you that it's a parameter right in your IntelliSense. In general. So there's so many little things that it already tells you inside of the IDE that is really unnecessary. This is all personal opinion. And when I code in Xamarin Forms, they use underscores, so I have to use it. So, unfortunately, these are all James' opinions. I'm very passionate about the underscore. I hate the underscore. It very much upsets me. All right, so let's see here. I should turn off that. All right, so accelerometer. This page did that. That's good. So we need to start. Let's put it on fastest. Start. I get some changes. So this shouldn't do it, right? This shouldn't. That didn't do it. That's good. That's good. Let's see. Oh. There must be some terrible math here. Let us do some data then. Oh, something is not happening. Oh, maybe it did happen. What's going on here? Oh, I think it's mad at me. Oh, it is mad at me. Let us do... Maybe I need to do... Is shaking. Ugh, for locals, underscore for locals also very bad. But you know, it's your personal team's preference too, so everyone should kind of agree on it, and we all agreed on not having it, so there's that. All right, cool. Let's do default, I guess. This is gonna come in. Here's our ticks. There's a lot of them. That's because magnitude is 1. I'm just kind of curious if I ever get a shake event. Oh, this is definitely wrong. Oh, this is round. That's why. Whoops. Yeah. That's just the, you don't need to round it. There we go. I think that is why. Shake the shake. Does the emulator support shaking? You can, yeah, so if you run the emulator, you could go into, let's see here, while that's building. Where's my thing? Let's do a KitKat one, that'll be fast. So, so on iOS, you can say simulate shake event is what you can do on it, on the actual emulator. Now on Android though, there's no, there's virtual sensor and you have rotate. So you could do like this. You could do that, I guess. It's like simulate a shake, I guess. Oh, is there a, yeah. Oh, look at all those sensors. Whoa, cool. I didn't realize that this other tab was here. That's cool. But on iOS, there is a simulate shake button on it. I don't know if it's on the remoted simulator, and we can test that. Let me see. I would need to grab it, but if it works on one, then it should work on all. So shake the shake. All right, let's see. This is building. Let's shut this down. I'm so much happier with the setup that everything is going good. Now, if I was doing this correct, I would have, what was I gonna say? I forget what I was saying to say now. What an idiot. Ugh. If I was doing, okay, this is correct. On main thread, detect, invoke, args, args. So we should pass new args, I'm pretty sure. All right, so. Well, here's the interesting part, Gordon. I'm just gonna call you Gordon because that's in the last Lachlan. Is that on iOS there's actually a shake event that you can subscribe to, which we had thought about using, but you need to put that and insert that into some iOS specific code. So iOS will do all this determination for you, even without the accelerometer running, and will propagate that event up. However, that's not available on any other platform that I know of, which is sort of a shame because that would be very nice, like a shake detector. Just if Android had that, or we could do that. So we figure we'll just use the same exact mechanism between all three platforms to process this shake event, which is similar to what Seismic did from Square too. So I think that is the key. But it is kind of a shame. Same deploying? Why does it take so long? because I'll rebuild it. Signing. Yeah, that's what we thought was the most consistent that we could get between all of them was the idea. Nope. Okay, accelerometer. I'm going to definitely remove that. Just put it on there. Still no. Okay, let's see why. Ticks, accelerating, false, squared. No, this is not correct. Do we do anything in... So they're doing everything against Android. Let me see really quick here. Kind of curious. Maybe I messed this up. Okay, so the question ends up becoming, since I ported this Android code, are we doing anything here on Android? Oh, we definitely do. We awesome. We simplify this code towards the gravity. I see. So, yeah, that's the interesting part. Okay, so that's why it's not working, because on Android we simplify this workflow down to it. So we would have to do times 9.8. So it'd be because what you'd want to do is you'd want to do gravity squared. And I'm just going to literally remove that because this now becomes a little bit more complicated, but there's probably better math. I'm just not. Well, I mean, kind of acceleration kind of is gravity, right? Why aren't you using keyboard shortcut? Context menus are too long. Oh, I don't like keyboard shortcuts, so I right click everywhere. I use mouse. I'm a weird developer, I guess. Earth gravity. Oh, that's a good idea. Earth gravity. That's a better way of putting it. I don't really like keyboard shortcuts. I use like control space. I don't really use control dot either. Don't need that. Control space is all I use. Maybe control shift F. Control KF to reformat a document. Also, you have to remember that I present a lot professionally, so if I come and start tapping on my keyboard all the time and I'm doing stuff, you don't really know what I'm doing. So I've trained myself to also not use the keyboard for those type of things. Because if you're on stage at a conference, how are you supposed to know what I'm doing? And I think I want people to be able to follow along. So that's kind of my idea. Age Monkey, thanks for the monkey follow. So, but I also, because of that, since I've really kind of presented professionally for the last 5 years, I guess since I joined Xamarin, I've trained myself to not really use any of the keyboard shortcuts at all. So, however, in that blog post that I just did, there is definitely an awesome. What's going on here? an awesome video that I put here about Kendra. Yeah, she did this awesome 5-minute video of like, there's Kendra being awesome, Kendra awesome, awesome, awesome. So she did like all these things where she was like, here's all these awesome keyboard shortcuts, and like here's the bindings where you can set different keyboard bindings, like all these great things. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I need to ask Kendra if she has a program that she would recommend. But that is a good thing in general, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. Nanoseconds. That's a good idea. I know on Mac there's a really good program that I was using to do all that stuff, which was cool. That's cool. I don't have any using statements. That was cool. All math. This is, of course, if I ported this correctly. I wonder if they have a test for this. Let me see. Shake detector test. Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, I'll definitely do some tests. I'm just going to reuse their test, I guess. That's cool. Oh, nice. Boolean, dot, dot, dot. That's cool. All right, let's see. Yeah, they totally have tests, so we should be able to port over their tests and just see if it works. Let's see if it works. Let's see here. Should be able to do another test that says, I guess it's a fact. We'll call that, oops. All right, I guess I'm not gonna be able to type that. All right, let's see if this is gonna work. They were quite a bit you, but I'm pretty sure people are there. They're there. All right, we're gonna remove that too. We're gonna start it. No, not happening. That's good. All right, let's see. Why isn't it doing it still? Is accelerating false? Magnitude squared. It's definitely greater than. Why is that false? Acceleration threshold? That's weird. How come it's not in there? It's odd. just gonna put 26 just to see. Like 26. And then we can do debug dot write line. When in doubt, let's put that there for now. Is accelerating. All right. The other thing I can do is let's just write some tests while we're here. So I can go into my acceleration test and I should be able to do a fact. And the first thing that we'll do is we'll do a public void test initial shaking. I'll say var equals new accelerometer q. And I'll say assert dot false q dot is shaking. Then just copy this shaking count. Shaking tests. We'll go ahead and say q dot add, and we'll do. Oh man, let me count this out. 10. 1, 2, 3. I think it's like 10 underscore. Let me just bring it up the code actually, because that'd be much better. I'm just gonna do this. Oh, there's this as list. That's why they did it. Assert content. And that's interesting. In a world. True, and then true. All right, let's just see here. They have another one that's like test clear, so we could just copy that over too. Breakpoint action, continue execution checked. Yeah, that is exactly what I should have done. Sometimes I always forget that that stuff is there. Clear queue. There you go. Add. So these tests work, which would be ideal. I always forget that there's so much in that little menu all the time. L. I don't know how you put an L, but I guess that's cool. Tests. tests, accelerometer tests. There we go. Let's run these. It's better to probably write tests first anyways. Oh, that's good. They didn't pass. Clear queue. Huh. Oh, because probably is shaking didn't pass. Let us debug this. It's very simple logic, so that's good. When your tests don't work. Okay, so we have a queue. Great. All right, we add these values. Is shaking is false. Is shaking continues to be false. This is the device shake API. So now there should be 3. Still false. Go in. No? How come I can go in? Okay. This thing is always null somehow because I probably didn't add it somehow in the add. What did I do wrong? Well, I definitely ported some code incorrect. Yeah, we're getting close. We're pulling this over. Hesopos. I didn't know that was you. See, I never am able to get the names all lined up. We're just porting over the seismic code right now, so it's pretty close, I think. Yes. This doesn't work because I did that. If it equals null, then assign it. Durr. James. That's why we have tests. That's why we have tests. Just keep telling yourself it'll be okay. It'll be okay. All right, so that's that. That's good. We just cleaned a few things that were really close. I feel really close. At 1 passing. All right, let's go ahead and run these tests again. There we go. Boom. So now we're running. Now we're good. We got those things. We got them. We should probably put in that as list thing, but I guess we could do more work in there, I guess, but there we go. It's almost done. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Cool. Data pool. This is great. That pass now. Oh, I love CodeLens so much. So great. All right. The other thing we need to do is run it again. But I also want to open this up because we changed some names of it. So let's go into docs and open that in VS Code. Oh, I also want to change this to view model. I want to delete that. It's annoying. And then inside of our view, we can just remove that. Inside of our view, inside of accelerometer page, we can say retrieve acceleration. Additionally, on this page will detect if you shake your device. Boom. There you go. Yeah, okay, so the queue. So what the queue does is that we're doing. So what we attempt to do inside of our queue for the accelerometer queue is we're going to keep track of all the acceleration events that come in over time. And we're only going to track those for the last half a second. So we're going to attempt to see if a 3/4 of those acceleration events in the last half a second are actually accelerating. So that's kind of what we're taking advantage of. So instead of just doing a free shake, you want it to be amount of time, because if I just do this, it's not really a shake, and that might be like less than half a second. So you want it to see if you're accelerating and shaking it in general, and that also will help to detect some free form falling type of events, comparing to just do the one-off of the previous. Like you're only doing a one diff, there should be more of a diff in general. So it's kind of the idea there of this queue that's going in. There should also be a space, I think. I'm all about that white space, so. If that makes sense. But it's also based off the seismic shake detector stuff, and that stuff is super battle tested. Winter Mute 21, thanks for the follow. We're getting up there. By my birthday, June 25th, that's the plan. 1,000 followers. If I make that, I will be super happy. I will do something special. I don't know what it is yet. I know Fritz does like a beard challenge thingy, but I don't know what I'm doing yet. Something. All right, let's see if this will work. So. Is debugging yet? I don't know. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is keeping some of that time history up. So, time. Okay, here we go. Now that our tests have officially passed, because I fixed my bugs and my code, we should be able to accelerometer start. Oh, that already shook. That doesn't seem correct. Oh yeah, that's bad. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Oh no. That's good to see I have the output here. Gosh darn it. It's like, of course it passed, because it is totally... Alright, let me look at their code again. Hold on. They detect it by... So close. Why doesn't this work? Maybe, I don't know. Every year, Heather and I, we plan a different trip for each other, so that's why. So it's always larger. Why is it larger? What am I doing? So X is that times so it's like that times that. Huh. Oh, man, I'm confused. It should just be the value times gravity. 9.81. I didn't even calculate it correct. That's great. So I guess I could just try this. Like, so var x equals. Okay, where's my Android? Should be acceleration. Var y equals acceleration dot y times gravity. Are you happy? Z. All right, so there's that. Easy to be up here because it's a constant. That's good. All right, so do full screen. I don't know how to do full screen. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna remove this. See if I'm just crazy. Magnitude squared should be x times x plus y times y plus z times z. That should be it. Messages could have gotten, oh, maybe shift, okay, so parentheses. This could be something. Hey, Winter. Robots. I don't understand why this is wrong. I guess they're always passing in true or false. I never end up testing their logic of this X, Y, Z and what those numbers would be. Oh, just, yeah, times gravity like this. Is it though? I don't know if that's true. See, I wish there was a test just to test this bit right here. Oh, you think it's if you, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Oh, so you think that it's because the whole thing needs to be multiplied by gravity, not the individual numbers that need to be so you add all this and then multiply it by gravity. Yeah, we could just take the Hey Paul, thank you for the
Nothing is impossible.
thank you for the sub, buddy. I appreciate that. So you round, and then you're checking to see if it's the acceleration threshold, and your acceleration threshold is 2. Yeah, I could try that again. The question is the math that... Oh, I see, you just square it. So I guess if that's what we're taking as a constant for it, that could work too. Yeah, I think you linked to it, right? You linked to it somewhere. Let me see if this works at all. Yeah, still not correct. So that's good. All right, let's try your code, I guess, because maybe that's work. Devil is in the details. Well, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take your code, put it back, and go from there. Let's see. I'll take it as a, because I think that that's right, because probably, let's try that. All right, we're gonna get rid of it. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add back this thing, just because that'll be easier. Yes. All right, so this will be yeah, I guess that takes rid of the How is life in general treating me? Good, it's going good. Doing well, I would say. Life is good, busy. Trying to get this code written. Gotta get the code written. Line too long, this one. Probably. Well, I think that the Stack Overflow definitely describes it based off of the values that come back, because that was for what, UWP, right? So if I look at the code sample you did, this one, this is for UWP, which is the accelerometer class. And if I go in and I look at the accelerometer code for UWP, I'm pretty sure that this returns, see, it does return the accelerometer data times -1, but that won't matter in this case because there's no need to multiply those back because it would be the same number at the end of the day. If you just multiplied all of them by -1, then that'd be okay. Although, I guess that becomes the question is like if we're multiplying it by -1, does it average out to be the same? Because see, we do that because they're different. Yeah, that's my question is like, does it... One. See, I don't think this is right either. Because I'm definitely shaking it. Getting set up. Thanks, Michael. Definitely not correct either. Let's try this again. I think I'm getting close. Oh geez. Yeah, 333 tests, lots of tests. So let me see here. If not, I'll just commit this code and then have Matthew work on it and fix my logic. That's going to be my new my new thing, basically. Let's see. Man. At least my Q works. Q works, that's good. We just need to figure out if the acceleration stuff works or not. If I was smart, what I would do is I would just pass. I would create this method that I could test and then pass values into it. That's really what I should do at the end of the day. And then have tests based off of those, and then blah 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 blah, and then it would work great. I think that's the thing that the Seismic one doesn't have, is like it doesn't test if is magnitude is greater than. Let's try this though. Super annoying though, because I'm an idiot. Ugh. Sad. Let's see here. One more try. Deploying. One. Okay, that's better. Yeah, so it's just a multiplication of things, but it's not even... I don't think it's... Oh, maybe it's not fast enough. Try game. This should do a pop-up, I'm pretty sure. I guess I'll processing events maybe. It's too fast. This should shake weight add. That'd be really funny if it did that. That's really strange. I don't know. So it seems like now it's testing it correctly. I'm not convinced that this is exactly how we want to do it yet, but I think it's closer. But I think Matthew could probably take a look to understand how it's coming through and if it's correct or not. So, because now I'm doing UWP comparisons, but it's taking so long. Like, I'm pretty sure that it needs to be at a pretty fast level. Oops. Let's see. To do it, but I'm not sure why. Oh, there probably doesn't need to be in a wait. I think that's what's probably happening, is that this is like a waiting. Let's do this. Probably trying to display like tons of alerts over and over again, because like shake detected, and then it is probably doing something. So if I do system dot diagnostic. Oh, I need to... I'm assuming that yeah, locks up the UI. Because it's like trying to do stuff. It's really strange if so. I should be able to do... a breakpoint inside of here. I don't know why. I could just... that's already there. All right, last test. Then I'm signing off because I was close, but not close enough apparently. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to look for is shaken. Feels like it's not fast enough on default. I wonder if it's because of... I feel like really hard to do. Some logic is not correct. Whoa. Support cheers coming in hard. No. Definitely will not do it. If I look at this stuff, it's like... output. I don't know. This is supposed to be correct. True, true, true. I think it's something in the calculations like too finite or something. Like there's 4 trues and that should have triggered it. I think also greater than 2. Greater than or equal to 2. I guess that's always gonna be... I think something else. I don't know. I'm very puzzled. You think? Yeah, probably something weird. Matthew, you want to take a look at this? I'm going to check it in. Checking it in. Checking in some broken logic. I just don't have time to finish it right now. Added queue mechanism based off seismic with tests as well. Something is not right yet with calcu. Calculating is accelerating. All right, I'll put it in this branch. There's probably some docs that are broken too, but yeah, if you want to take a look at it, Matthew, I'd appreciate it. I feel like it's really close. I feel like the seismic implementation is the right way to do it. It's there, but it's definitely closer. But I think we probably need to change some tests in the view model instead of popping up a alert dialog whenever that's there. It probably should change the background color or something. It's there, but anyways, yeah, give a looks at that. I think it's really close. I'm a little disappointed that it didn't do it, but I don't know why. I feel like there's something somewhere. Maybe it's this max window size, maybe it's something else. Maybe I ported something wrong. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to go do some gaming here with Michael in a little bit. You can over to the Nintendo Dispatch Twitch account if you want to watch us play some stuff. We're going to play some War Grooves. We're going to get that set up. Anyways, I wish that we had a better result coming out of this one, but we did not. So what are you going to do? I think we're really close on it. There's something that I obviously did wrong. I don't know. I did something wrong. Something inside of something here did something wrong. And I don't know what. So I feel as though we're close. I'm going to continue again. Accelerometer. It's like so fast. I think the debug, system debug ones are crushing it. So weird. It's like too fast. Oh my goodness. I did something wrong. Matthew, help me. Help me, Matthew. You're my only hope. Okay. All right, everyone, have a good afternoon. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe I'll work on this again. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the night. All right, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for being awesome. I'll see you later. Bye.
Some people dream success. Don't let your dreams be dreams. You should get to the point where anyone else will quit, and you're not gonna stop there. So just do it. Make your dreams come true. Do it. Nothing is impossible. Do it. Make your dreams come true. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.